like what happened in 2020? That was when just like literally you could see the shift happening. You could see the shift happening at the end of 2019. The shift took place in 2020. And then that's when things just started to get like crazy, just up and down. We like, I guess for the people that were already saw the transition, I guess that's how we felt. Like we felt like we could see all the energies. Now everybody else, they was just thinking like, oh, life moving real fast, and then they got slowed down with something. It could have been with COVID.
To a halt.
Yeah, it could have been with COVID. It could have been with their job. Like, I know I lost my job. Like, and it wasn't like I lost it. Like, I lost it because of God. Like, I literally lost it because of God. Like,
you lost it like because of like COVID, or like
I didn't lose it. I guess I did. I guess you could say I lost it because of COVID, because I was they was expecting me to be there at certain times. That was a lot of pressure. Like, you know, I work at a grocery store, so it was like we were needed at that time. So it's like,
for sure.
Yeah, they needed my energy, and really like God was just like slowed me down and was like, nah, they don't need your energy.
Yeah, not this.
Yeah, like they don't need your energy for this, and you need to like let it go. And like once I just like kind of let it go, I think that's when I like realized like, dang, like I gotta think about what my plan B was, because I had a plan B, but I really didn't have a plan B. Like who was thinking about a plan B in 2020? We was just thinking about, oh, what was gonna happen, what was gonna change. And I don't even think people saw change, really. Like, I think they maybe saw change in their lives, but not, like, change in the outside world. I mean, maybe the stores and stuff was, like, changing.
Yeah,
they were
definitely,
down.
Yeah. I mean, I think just it was a change in the way people could live, and that's what affects people the most. Like, the availability of doing something.
Yeah.
Whether you're going to do it or not. Now, if you don't have that availability... Now it's, you know what I'm saying, like it just throw you out of whack. But at the same time, like we just talk about the plan B, that time gave a lot of people who needed that time to think about that, or you know what I'm saying, like it helped people catch up. It was an interesting time for me personally. It was just a time, like I don't know why that time, but it was just a time where I really just fell into, you know what I'm saying, like, because I feel like we spoke about like kind of like what my experience was like, seeing like the shit outside my house, and like me really just kind of being like, oh, like it was almost like when I always like call it an awakening, because that's like what it was. It was almost like I woke up and it was like, oh, this is what this is, you know what I'm saying? Even though I kind of partially had a lot of feelings and beliefs before, like just based off of just, you know, life. Like I don't know, like I always felt like I've been getting downloads forever, but I just never knew, you know what I'm saying? Nobody ever taught me like, hey, this is information that's really coming from, you know what I'm saying?
And honestly now, like what I'm seeing like people, you know, talk about it, but then like they talk about it in a jokingly way as far as like us getting downloads, like what it even is, because people done put a bad rep towards just waking up.
That's the general spiritual. That's why I point to my sisters. Yeah. Like kind of trying like to make fun of me.
Yeah.
And they were making, and also my stepbrother, because I guess he recently, I've seen like a lot of his posts. I can tell he's gearing that way. So like, it's kind of a shock to people's system. I feel like for like the traditional way to think, the best way to deal with it is to make fun of it. Like that's just kind of how they deal with it most comfortable.
Yeah, I can see that, because even like I work with a lot of children now, and even with them, like they're lost. Like a lot of the children are lost, and so like
especially these children now.
Yeah,
and that's another thing. That's another thing COVID changed. That's another thing COVID changed. Yeah, like since like the schooling, like them having to go to school on Zoom.
Yes. Okay. Was that your cousin that was on the last? Was that your cousin? Mm-hmm. That was your cousin. Mm-hmm. I wish we could have like connected again. Maybe we can like later on. Yeah, like for real though, because like just as I'm like seeing now, it's like, yeah, the kids are lost because of what happened in 2020 and how they had to like transition everything over into a laptop or into a tablet, and like their attention spans are like gone, so they don't even have the patience to even sit down for 5 minutes, let alone 2 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
And that even like, so I think one part, like, so like for me, like one thing I realized is like everybody always argues like religion, it's science, we're for monkeys, and you feel me?
Yeah.
And it's like I feel like everything can work together. And I feel like everybody can be correct here. And one thing that I've really honed in on is science, because what I feel like science does is explain physically a lot of what spirituality is. Mm-hmm. One thing is your brain, like, yeah. So I would compare it, like, that's why the term downloads. It's beautiful because our brain is like a computer. Yes, everything is. That's what we are. And guess what we built, and that's what we operate on, computers. Yeah. So it's crazy that you brought up computers, is because like now I'm like learning about computers, the tech world. Like I'm in a class right now, and I'm learning like we shouldn't be talking. We shouldn't be saying nothing at all, because anything could be tampered with. Like your words can be tampered at any moment. Like, and just to think about the security that they have to have, like, it's very odd to me, because like I feel like the security could have been way better, but we didn't even need the security if we don't even conversate on that type of level, on an online level. But everybody is so online that like they forgetting, like, I know you having a fight with the fly. Yeah, I swear. Like every time like the garage opens, one time like 3 of them run in here. They are the most annoying creature on the planet. But I feel like people like they're making our whole lives digital. So like it's like that. But there's also like your money's online, like, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's where like, as far as us melanin individuals, we're not gonna be on the same timeline as everybody else. Like our timeline is so different. Like our timeline will be so much slower than what they're intending for their timeline to be, and they don't want any of that to come out, because that will mess up their whole plan, their whole agenda to like let us all die, basically. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, let us all just not live. Like, I don't know. Like, that's literally they're gonna be doing every year, like something. And I don't even think it's gonna be years. This is gonna be every month something's gonna happen. It's gonna get to that point. But if we're on their timeline, if we're not on their timeline, then we're gonna have an amazing timeline. Like, it's gonna go the way we want it to go. Everything's gonna be good. So let me, because like, you know, I be thinking about this like day to day. Yes. A lot of, you know, I don't know. I've dug my head into this a lot, to the point to where it's one of those, like, I have just all this information that's just sitting up here. But obviously everybody knows the concept of multi-dimensions. So do you feel like when it comes to your soul, because from my I'll just say the way I kind of think it. Yeah. You and your soul, you're going through pretty much every timeline that you could go through. So the one where it's slow for us, and the one where it's, you feel me, is beautiful. But where's the focus? And I feel like that's where the frequency might come in a sense of like, of going between them. Yeah, and that's why I say we'll learn the ins and outs of that, because we just
we're just that type of people. Like, we can understand those things, like, complex, you know what I'm saying? Because that's a complex thinking of, like, how do I go between fast life and slow life and meet in the middle? Well, that's just meaning you just gonna have to go with the flow of everything that is around you at the time. Like,
but like, think about the concept of like waking up. Like, this is why I'll be like, like, I'll just be, you feel me? But I don't really have a lot of people to talk to about shit like this, so it's just kind of just me. But like, think about, like, okay, let's say like you're doing healthy things to raise your frequency.
Yeah.
So there's a point to where you kind of transition your consciousness, your full, like, your almost like your primary focus into a more positive timeline. But if you're on bullshit, if you're doing self-destructive things,
it's gonna be bullshit.
It turns to a bullshit timeline.
Yes.
But you're still active in all of them. Your lens is only just focused on really experiencing one. You know, does that make sense?
Nah, it does. But yeah, it just, like, to piggyback on that, cause like I feel like when I became more, I guess, slow, I was attracting different individuals too, and so, like, you also have to know, like, when your time is up with something that's been in your fast life, like, you know what I'm saying, or been in your bullshit life, you know what I'm saying? Like, you also have to know, like, oh, I may need to transition over because I might be going through the same cycle, or I might be seeing the same results, you know what I'm saying, and not getting anywhere, or I just feel stuck.
That's like that's like the definition of my life. Like, that's like the like, so I'm like I love writing. I'm a story guy.
Yeah.
So I think of people's lives kind of like a story. Like, it's and like the main villain in my life is that, because of like certain things that you learn as you go. Like, so like for me, it's been kind of like fascinating to learn more about why I've had this weight on my shoulder. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so then it's like, oh, cool. It kind of just makes me feel like my life has a purpose, more of a purpose. Because, like, I'm not gonna lie, and I was talking to my big cousin about this. Like, when I was younger, I kind of felt like my life was easy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, like, I wasn't rich, but I wasn't, like, on the street. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when you're young, you don't know no better. You don't know how much money your mama got in the bank. You know what I mean? Like,
it's just whatever she show you.
Yeah, you're dealing with what you're dealing with. So I'm just, going through that. But I'm like very much so, a happy kid. I like to read, and I like, whatever. I'm a little shy, whatever, regular, like, I wouldn't love my family. I wouldn't give my childhood up for the world. But I always thought, like, I would always see just kind of like other people going through shit, like somebody, their mama died, or, you know what I'm saying, things, and I'm just like, I'm grateful that that's not happening to me, but I'm also like, I know something's gonna happen, like, I'm gonna have to overcome something. I'm just knowing that, you know what I'm saying, so I'm kind of just like looking out for it, like, where is it, when is it
and
coming?
that's something that you can't let yourself do so much, as far as like wander off so much to where it's like you feel like you're stuck, you feel like you have no way out of like what situation you're in. So like, as of now, like, think of yourself as being like in a higher space, like in a higher position, like